Hello. Welcome. Are back. Rounds 5 and 6 of the Papa Champs second season at Bahrain with preset setups only. Gonna be very interesting. Right, time to go. Two races once again. Just like the previous races. The only difference is that the drivers are only allowed to use preset setups instead of custom ones. Equal playing cards for everyone. There we go. Bahrain in daylight. waiting a few moments before qualifying can get underway. One-shot qualifying as per usual. One lap, all or nothing, to determine the grid order. Low attendance, yeah, it's alright. Gonna see. Hope to have some fun. And we'll see for race 2. Qualifying about to get underway. The Bahrain International Circuit. There we go, 30 seconds remaining. Start this one-shot qualifying. There we go, qualifying is underway. Josh right now in P1 with the highest top speed somehow. It's all shoveling right now, and at the end of the first few corners it's Scott on top. Like we've seen before, Vapid there as well in second place. Kislesko in P3. Vapid actually takes the provisional pole position here after sector 1, purple sector 28.8. Through the next few corners. Really between these two drivers. Tricky turn 10. Macattack has retired. So he'll start in last place. The first race, Scott has retaken first position, but it's very, very close between the two of them. Turns 12 and 13. It's not a purple sector 2 for Vapid. He's still in the lead though, as we head into the final corner. Is he gonna have a good enough exit to go for pole position? It looks like it. Opening the DRS across the line, and it is pole position with a 1:29.5. Just under, or 1.5 tenths to Scott, who qualified P2. And that's qualifying over for the first race. We'll see the full grid order. Right, now Vapid on pole ahead of Scott, then it's Tom in P3. A couple of tenths ahead of Kislesko. Then Kashimri in P5 ahead of Josh Boschman. Kyle and Mr. Macattack, the only driver to not set a lap time. Might have invalidated or made some sort of mistake. He'll line up last on the grid. But Vapid takes pole position for the first race. 25% race. You'll have Scott alongside him on the grid. Few moments time, looking to get the first race of the night underway, round 5 of the season. So everyone using one of the preset setups, so there's still a difference between the presets. Not entirely equal, but preset setups only. Gonna be very challenging to keep it on the track. But find out soon. A minute or so we'll start the first race. So as per usual, medium compound tires are not allowed. Just the softs and the hards. And of course the ins and wets if it rains, but mediums are prohibited. If you do use the medium during the race, you will get disqualified. We've seen that before. Drivers getting disqualified after using the medium compound. So everyone, just the softs and hards. To get this race on the way. And there we go, 5 red lights are very briefly on and they're out again. So we start the formation lap. Try and get the tires up to temperature. Around 90, 95 to 100 degrees Celsius. Rapid Good leads the way on this formation lap. So nobody on mediums, that's a good sign. Few drivers on the hards. Rapid Good in P1 actually is on the hards, going with the Scott here on the formation lap. Slesco as well on the hards, and Kaal is also on the hards. The rest are all on the softs. Rapid Good going off track there. Entering the back straight. One of the back straights. Them weaving to warm up the tires. Not the most effective way to warm your tires on this game, but anyway, nearing the end of this formation lap and getting closer to the start of the race. Now enter the main straight, getting ready to line up in their grid slots. Scott was a bit too diagonal there. He's been disqualified, so bit of a disadvantage for him now. Anyway, Josby as well and Kaal all disqualified. Everyone is lined up now. We look for the 5 red lights. There they are, going on. And they are out and the race is underway. Vapid Good has a pretty good start, but Scott has a much better start on the softs. And immediately into turn 1 is trying to go for a move, goes down the inside. Vapid Good tries to go around the outside. They're wheel to wheel through turns 2 and 3. Scott trying to hang it on around the outside, becomes the inside line, and Scott takes the lead there, but Vapid Good still there trying to go around the outside on the hards. That will be pretty incredible if he manages to do so. He's still trying to hold on. And they're still wheel to wheel into the second sector now, but this time Scott does take the position and he takes the lead here on lap 1, and there's Tom going down the inside of Vapid Good, and he takes second place as well. And Vapid Good is dropping down the order. Kashimri now up to P3 as well. And Vapid Good from pole position has dropped down to P4, and it's going to become P5 as Makatek down the inside from last on the grid, remember. Was 9th in qualifying and he's already fighting for P4. So that's a very good start for him. Side by side with the pole sitter. And he's up into P4. Vapid Good dropping down, but Makatek goes wide. And Vapid Good say thank you very much. Retakes P4. So damage limitation on the first lap. Scott has taken the lead ahead of Tom, who went for a nice move into turn 8. And Kashimri has taken P3. He's now enter the second lap. Scott to the inside of the track. Try and break the slipstream to Tom, but he's got the overspeed and he's going to the inside into turn 1. They're going wheel to wheel and Tom almost losing the backhand, but takes the lead there as Tom overtakes Scott in turn 1. We're trying to go for a move here on the inside now. Wheel to wheel. So we head into turn 4. Scott on the inside, Tom on the outside. Hangs it around the outside and he takes the lead there. So a very good move there. And Tom from 3rd on the grid has taken the lead, and we've seen an issue at the back end. That's Makatek. He's spun and he's dropped all the way back down to P9. So all the good work he's done on the opening lap has become undone. Meanwhile, Tom and Scott are going wheel to wheel. Scott trying to go around the outside of turn 10. And somehow he manages to do so. That's an incredible move there, and he's up into P1 again. So it's all kicking off already at the beginning of this race. Tom looking for it. Kashimri tries to go down the inside, but not quite able to pull it off. Then it's Vapid Good hanging on to this leading group of cars on the hard compounded tires, of course. Now Kashimri is looking very close to the back of Tom, not quite going for a move just yet. DRS will be enabled next lap behind Keslesko as No, Josh Boschman has moved up to P6. As two Joshes fighting for position. They're weaving here on the main straight. Scott trying to keep Tom out of his slipstream, but it's not quite worked out. Although he's trying to hold it around the outside, and Scott still leads. But now the DRS opens for Tom and everyone behind. Kashimri is going for a move as well. Kashimri down the inside, wheel to wheel into turn 4 again. And they're still going wheel to wheel into the second sector. Incredible racing so far in this racing. Kashimri has taken P2, but is Tom gonna try to go for the move on the inside like he did on lap 1? He's going with, loses the car completely there. And he's lost the position, maybe 2 because of that. Bit too aggressive on the brakes, and the rear tires completely lock, and he's down to P5. Trying to go for a move for P2, and it's not paid off for him. Losing 2 positions in the process. And he'll have to try again. Next lap. Scott now, because of that, has a 1.2 second lead. So Kashimri without the DRS. Vapid does have the DRS though. And then it's a little train forming here with Kislesko and Tom and Josh Boschman there as well. Looking to the inside, and Tom goes down the inside into the final corner. That's an odd place to go for a move, but he is trying to do it anyway. Onto the main straight, and are they going to go 3 wide there? Tom is back up into P4. Kislesko still hanging on to. Tom has the inside line of turn 1 and takes the position, and Josh Boschman goes for it as well. So Kislesko losing 2 positions there. Unless he can try and come back on the exit. Both of them have DRS. So it's a drag race up to turn 4, and it's Kislesko who manages to stay ahead for the time being in P5. Josh Boschman trying to look on the inside, but thinks the better of it to try not overtake into that turn. So sticks behind him for the time being. Scott is creating a massive gap to Kashimri, 1.9, nearing 2 seconds already. And now Vapid is looking at the back. And he has a much better exit, opens the DRS, and that's an easy overtake. As he's back up into P2. Started from pole position, lost a couple of positions on the opening lap, but he's fighting his way back through the field, and he's up into P2. 2.5 seconds is the gap now to Scott. So is he going to be able to close that down somewhat? He is, of course, on hards, while the cars around him are on the softs. Scott sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:33.1, and Kashimri is coming back at Vapid and into turn 1, and he's blasted past him, and he's retaken that second position. So that's not what Vapid wanted. Maybe on the exit now he has the DRS. Is he going to try and go for a move? He's going to have to go around the outside. Brakes much later, and swooping the car around the outside. Jimmy's still there on the inside, but Vapid takes P2. But the gap is growing more and more to Scott. And that's Tom trying to go around the outside there of Kashimri. Not quite able to put it off. Goes to the right hand side of the track. He goes down the inside, Fernando Alonso style here, and he takes that position. Incredible move there from Tom. Up at the P3. Fighting his way back. Kashimri though is coming back at him with the help of DRS, throws to go down the inside, and there's contact, and Kashimri's almost lost the car. So contact between the two of them, and Kashimri comes off worse with losing a couple of positions. Not sure if there was enough room on the inside, but Kashimri losing a couple of positions, and Tom now is under pressure from Kislesko. Josh Boschman is there as well. Kashimri is still within DRS, so not all opportunities have been gone for him. And Tom goes into the pits here on lap 6, first driver to make a pit stop. Well, not the first, but of the leading group, I should say. And he goes onto the mediums, and that's not allowed, I think. That's a fatal error there. Teams are not allowed. And he just fitted them onto his car. Almost comes to a standstill in turn 1. Meanwhile, Scott, the gap is shrinking to Vapid Good. So the hards becoming better than the worn out softs. 2.4 seconds. Should be only one within the DRS of someone else. Rapid Good is really hunting Scott down at the moment. Gained another couple tenths through the middle part of this lap, and Scott now goes into the pit lane on lap 6. Only gonna go into the hards, and Vapid Good pits as well, so that's not strange, but 7 laps or 8 laps you should do on the softs. That's quite the distance, but you will have to do manage that. And Scott, of course, going from the softs onto the hards. And now it's Vapid Good with the advantage. And Tom has got a 5-second penalty and is retired in the pit lane. Was gonna be disqualified either way. So no point really in continuing his race. Mr. Makatek now in the lead of this race, still on the worn out softs. Probably gonna pit this lap, the only driver yet to pit. Started last in this race. Had a little spin on lap 2, trying to recover. .7 is the gap between Scott and Vapid Good. But it's shrinking rapidly. Purple sector 2. For Vapid Good. Makatek goes into the pit lane from the softs, and he'll go on to the hards, which means everyone has now pitted in this race. 1 second now between Scott and Vapid Good. It's a matter of time before Vapid Good gets within that DRS range and overtakes him. The softs much faster, of course, than the hard compound. Oh, not quite DRS just yet, but on next lap he certainly will. Makatek comes out in P6. 2 seconds behind Josh Boschman on the freshest tires of the grid. 5 tenths is the gap now. 4 tenths, 3 tenths. Vapid Good is rapidly closing in. Not quite gonna go for a move just yet, but I reckon on the main straight he is gonna have a very good shot. Getting very close now. The back of Scott. Purple second sector again. 2 tenths. Looking on the inside. Now tucking back into the slipstream. Probably doesn't even need DRS. Across the line, fastest lap of the race, 31.9, and he pulls out to the inside. Vapid Good into turn 1. And he's taken the lead there on lap 9. And he'll be looking to try and walk away from Scott with the softs he has at the moment. Scott looking to try and come back, but the hards really are no match to the softs. And you have to stick for P2 at the moment. How fast can Vapid drive away? That's the question. Quite a few DRS zones, of course, on this circuit, and that's gonna help Scott try and stay within that 1 second. Try and re-overtake him later on in the race when Vapid's soft tires are gonna drop off. Right now it's not really making a difference. Still 3 to 4 tenths is the gap, so well done on Scott, because he's keeping close there. And he will have DRS again. So as long as he keeps doing this, he will still have a good shot at the win. Vapid good, fastest lap again, 31.8. But Scott is coming back again. Thinks the better of it into turn 1, doesn't go for a move. And Mr. McAttack has moved up to P5. He's now looking after Josh in P4. Taking his teammate. I think P4 would be the best he can do in this race. The gap is pretty big to Kozlowski on P3, 7.5 seconds. Staying behind for the time being. Just struggling for traction there on the exit of turn 8. Scott once again very close to Vapid Good. Is he going to try and go for a move this time? He's closing in. There he goes, pulling to the inside line, but switches back to the outside. Vapid Good defending successfully and manages to stay ahead. Meanwhile, Josh Bosman is re-overtaking his teammate, well looking to, but doesn't quite manage to do so. Mr. McAttack very close now on the exit. Surely he's going to try and go for a move. The inside of turn 4. But no, he doesn't manage to do it. It's very surprising. Well, surely with the DRS he could go for the move, but he's not quite able to. So he and his teammate a bit stuck now. Very close there in turn 10, almost touching the rear wing there of Josh. Got DRS again, but he just can't find a way past. Scott is very close again, 5 tenths, 4 tenths between the two of them. Turn 1, Vapid Good defends the inside, Scott switches to the outside. And once again, successful defend there for Vapid Good. Managing to hold on. Hasn't gotten any ERS left. Meanwhile, Josh Boschman has re-overtaken his teammate, so they're trying to work together to try and get past And up at the P4. Let's see if he can go for it with the DRS. Goes to the inside line. He's gonna have to send it. Be brave on the brakes. And they're going wheel to wheel now on the exit. Josh Boschman on the inside line. But Josh manages to hang it around the outside and stays in P4. Now Josh Boschman to the inside of turn 8. And this time he finally got past him and he's up at the P4. Now Makatek will be looking to go past him as well, and it's a mistake there on the exit for Josh, and that completely opens the door for Makatek, and he's up at the P5. Saying thank you very much. Well, Scott and Vapid Good probably even closer than last lap. 3/10 now is the gap between the two of them. So we head on to the penultimate lap of this race. Scott is looking again, but he has to go around the outside. He's just not quite able to pull it off. Now Kashimri down the inside of Josh as well. And he's back up into P6. Trying to work his way through the field. He was in P3 at one point during this race. Fell down the order. But a P4 is very much still possible for him. There's not much time left. Goes a bit deep in turn 10, but doesn't have the DRS, so that's going to be very tough to try and get past. Meanwhile, Scott and Vapid still going for it. So we enter the final corner, and we're going to start the final lap of this race. This time Josh is getting very close, and he pulls to the inside into turn 1, just late on the brakes. Scott, I'm sorry. Goes a bit deep though, and Vapid on the exit re-overtakes Scott, and Scott on the exit spins and goes into the gravel. It's not a full spin, but he's lost a lot of time, and that's his chance of the race win gone. A bit too aggressive on the exit. Trying to go for it, but just a bit too eager, and half spun into the gravel, and that's his chance of the race win gone. 4 seconds now, and Vapid just has to keep his car on track. No pressure from behind. So that's a bit of an anticlimactic ending to this race. It's the final straight before the last corner of the circuit. Entering the main straight, and Vapid is gonna cross the line and win the first race here tonight. Vapid wins, Scott comes home in second, crashes into the wall. Kislesko takes the final podium spot. And Mr. Makatek from last on the grid will take P4 in the end. After a hard-fought battle with the two Joshes. Josh Boschman finishes in P5, Kashimri in P6, and Josh B in 7th. It's a bit of a wait for Kyle, who will finish in P8. Haven't really seen him all race. Not sure what happened there. And Vapid Good is victorious. Wins the first race of the night. Ah. The game has kicked me out of the lobby. Well, probably at the best time. Would have been a shame if it was before the race ended. Alright. Getting ready for the second race. There we go. Starting the second race of the night. Round 6. Getting the qualifying on the way. Shortly, in a few minutes time. Just realized my mic was off, so sorry for that. Fabit good on pole position. Scott in P2 and Tom in P3, identical to the first race. A minute time. We'll start the second race. Formation lap. Still waiting. Jessica has left the session. Sure what's going on there. He's rejoined again, so it's all good. There we go. Formation lap is underway. Round 6 of the season. That good leads the way. Just like in race 1 with Scott in P2 and Tom in 3rd position. Back attack P9 last on the grid again, just like the first race. So it's not going to be soft medium, it's going to be either soft hard or hard soft. Rapid good hards again, it worked out for him in the first race, so he's going to try it again. Tom on hards as well, and Kiss let's go. So these 3 drivers on hards, the rest of them are on the softs. Nearing the end of this formation lap. Rounding out the final corner. One is lining up. This time no disqualification for Scott. Qualification for anyone. So everyone is lined up perfectly as we get ready for the second race. 5 lights are on and lights are out, and we're on the way once again. Veppertkoot in P1, but Scott has to better start again on the softs. Scott completely on the inside line into turn 1. Veppertkoot around the outside and remains there in that third position. Scott has the better exit. He's trying to go for a move. There's a bit of contact there on these second straight. Scott will have to go around the outside into turn 4. Just like in race 1, they're going wheel to wheel on lap 1. And Scott has taken the lead once again. Tom in P3 ahead of Josh Boschman behind. Kyle going off there, and there's a bit of contact as well between Makatek and Kislesko. Scott taking the lead again in the early stages of this race. Everyone unscathed through the first phase, the first lap of this race. And Scott is trying to create a gap to Veppertkoot again, like he did in the first race. The inside line, try and prevent the cars behind from getting the slipstream, and Tom is not quite going for a move into turn 1. Stays behind for now, both of them on the hards of course. One second. Scott has created the second gap already. So it's 9/10 again, now it's 1 second again, so at the moment Veppertkoot will not have the DRS. And that is crucial around here. Train forming there behind. One still pretty much within a second of each other. Bitch timing, but alright. So DRS is enabled now on lap 3. Fastest lap of the race for Scott with 1:32.7. But Makatek takes that fastest lap from him with a 1:32.6, so a tenth faster. On the softs as well. 1.5 seconds is the gap between Scott and Veppertkoot. Moment there for Kashimri. The SS. The SS of Bahrain. 5, 6 and 7. Long train of cars at the moment. The gap is nearing 2 seconds. It is 2 seconds now between Scott and Vapid Good. Fine, Tom will have the DRS now. He's not looking to go for a move. Staying behind for the time being. Bit of a lock up there from Macatek, I think it was. Kashimri is right at the back of Josh Boschman. And he pulls to the inside line. And he's up into P4. Unless Josh Boschman can do something about it, trying to go around the outside. He's not able to, and Kashimri takes the position. Is up into 4th place. Josh Boschman got his teammate for company. Once again will have the DRS, but he's a bit too far back to go for a move. And Macatek is trying to get past his teammate into turn 1, and he does so when he's up at P5. Now looking at the back of Kashimri, and with the better exit and the help of DRS, pulls to the inside, and he is quite easily able to get past him, and Mr. Macatek is up at the P4. Once again from last on the grid. Forward in this race quite nicely. Oh. We're good. Shimri is looking rather close to Mr. Macatek. He will have the DRS on the main straight. So he's going to be able to go for the move. Get past him. And in the background, that is Josh B going into the pit lane, and Kashimri pulls to the inside very aggressively there. Oh, and there's a bit of contact between the two of them. Mr. Macatek closing the door. And Kashimri on the outside line and takes P4 back. Now Josh Boschman is looking to go for the move as well, and he goes, and he does so. Mr. Macatek letting his teammate pass, and he's dropping down to P7. As Lesko gets past as well. So losing 3 positions in the space of just 1 sector. Going a bit backwards rather than forwards. Rapid Good is closing the gap to Scott again. Down to 2.2. It was 2.8, 2.9 a few laps ago. Shimby closing in, closing and closing. And he pulls to the outside and into turn 1. Kashimbi takes the position. And he's back up into P4 again. Whoa, and it's a big moment there for Josh Boschman coming out of turn 2. Almost losing the car completely. And Makatek's got ahead of Kislesko as well, so I'm not sure what happened there. Thomas looking very close to Vapid Good. So both of them are close in the gap to Scott. Down to 2 seconds now. Four tenths between the two of them. As we enter restart finish straight. Thomas very very close to Vapid Good. 4 tenths becomes 3 tenths, becomes 2 tenths. And he pulls to the inside and Tom is up at the P2. Takes the position. Josh Boschman goes into the pit lane. Kislesko as well. Kislesko from the hards with 12 laps to go. And he has front wing damage. But that's going to be a very long 12 laps for him. Places the front wing. 12 no, it's 13 laps actually. We have to, he's going to have to be very careful on his tires. And Vapid Good has got past Tom there. And he's back up into P2. Tom is a bit struggling at the moment. It's a 3-horse fight here. With Kyle and Josh Boschman trying to go around the outside of him. And he has the better traction. He's got the DRS as well. And Kyle will drop down to P7. Still yet to make a pit stop. Josh B as well with the better exit, and Kyle struggling on his used soft tires. Shimri and Mr. Makatek entering the pit lane as well from the softs to the hards. The front there, it's getting closer. Scott, one of the few soft runners who was yet to pit. The Mac attack comes out in P8. Ahead of Kislesko, who had to change his front wing. A long road ahead of him on these softs. Almost fallen out of the DRS of Vapid Good. So he's really struggling. Tires get more worn out every lap. Now Tom is closing in again and he's back within the DRS. 5 tenths, 6 tenths. Mac Attack has got ahead of Kyle, still staying out on these softs. Surely they are gonna pit soon. We're on the halfway point of this race. Almost a 3 wide moment here on the start finish straight. Kislesko going very deep into turn 1. And Kyle with his old softs is trying to go for a move. He's not able to do it. Sends one to the inside there of turn 4. Way too late on the brakes. On his worn out softs. Absolute kamikaze dive from there, but it hasn't paid off, unfortunately. And Kislesko is left. Or have I left? I think the latter. Got a 5-second penalty. What is going on? I think I've been disconnected. Once again. EA service not very kind to us today. Very lovely. Right, looks like we'll have a 5-lap shootout for determine the winner of this race. Results, I should say. Right. It's taking go. About 5 laps. Here we go. 5 more laps. How it's supposed to go, but the game is not really helping it out. Horrendous, as always. So, midnight now. this sprint race. Call it that. Started soon. Around now. There we go. 5 red lights are on. And now they're out and the race is underway. Scott in the lead. And Tom takes P2 immediately. Ooh, Kashimri almost going to the back of Tom there into turn 1. And Vapid dropping back quite a lot of places there. Dropping down to P5 there. Very dramatic start from him. A lot of places trying to get those back. Can he get P4 into turn 4? Not quite. Josh Bosman aggressively to the inside and remains ahead for the time being. Scott leads this race. Tom is in P2 and Kashimri on the final podium spot. And it's Josh Bosman ahead of Vapid Koot. Had a horrendous start, losing 3 places. Makatak has got ahead of Kislesko as well. Near the end of the first of 5 laps. The top 5 within close contention of each other. Now they have to do another lap without DRS. Fast lap for Scott, of course, for the 133.1. Thomas closing in rapidly and he's trying to go to the inside at the turn 1. They're going wheel to wheel. Scott manages to hold on. And it's not a great exit there for Tom. He's got Kashimri right behind him, but now he's at a much better straight line speed and he goes back to the inside at the turn 4. And they're wheel to wheel, Scott and Tom, but Scott manages to hold on, stays in P1. Vapid Koot has finally got past Josh Bosman, he's up to P4. Scott still in the lead of this race. Tom has got an almighty straight line speed. Despite the preset setup, so he must have used preset with much lower wings. Vapid Koot is right behind Kashimri right now. Can't quite go for a move here. We'll have to wait for the start-finish straight. Maybe this straight. Ducks into the slipstream. At the end of lap 2 we enter lap 3 and DRS is being enabled now. Vapid Koot with fast lap, Mr. Makatak with the fast lappers now moves up to P5. DRS enabled. A bit wide there for Scott, but still has the better exit than Tom. Now can use the DRS. Whole train of cars here. Covering the top 7. And it's been a spin and into the wall for Mr. Makatak coming out of turn 4. And he drops all the way down to 9th place, and with only 2 laps remaining after this one, that's pretty much his race over. Not sure if he made contact or just spun on his own, but his race is pretty much ruined. Might get P8, but yeah, not much better than that. Meanwhile at the front, still very close, although Tom is losing ground to Scott a bit here, losing a couple of tenths, but trying to gain those back. 7/10 is the gap right now. But he will still have the DRS, and he has that much more straight line speed. He's got the advantage in a straight line. The gap is now 7/10, and we're gonna see what the gap is gonna be after the straight. He's closing in and closing in and closing in. Not gonna go for the move, but he's close right up to the back. Seems like a 4-way fight, maybe 5-way, for the win on the penultimate lap. Scott is still hanging on, doing all he needs to do to secure this win. However, it's not over yet. Still 1.5 laps remaining. Shimry's got Vapid good for company. He hasn't got the straight line speed to try and get past. Top 4 all within a second of each other. Tom is much closer to Scott than he was last lap. Rapid gets past Kashemri there on the back straight. He's up at the P3. Wheel to wheel into the final corner. And he's got ahead fully now, but Tom there with the DRS, the ERS, the slipstream, everything goes to the inside line, and he's blasting past Scott. Takes the lead here, but can Scott try and go for a move again? Doesn't quite look like it. Tom has taken the lead, but he's gone a bit deep into turn 1, and Scott has the better exit. Now has the DRS. It's the run up to turn 4. He will have to go the long way around the outside. He tries to go around the outside there, wheel to wheel, but Tom stays ahead. Scott is very close. He's going to go for it down at the turn 8. There he goes to the inside. Wheel to wheel. But he hasn't got the traction. And now he's got Vapid Koot on his outside. Backs out of it. Scott will have the DRS, but Tom has so much more straight line speed, there's probably nothing he can do. And the opportunities for him to try and get past are running out. As we enter the final sector of this lap, of this race. Scott is deploying everything he has, but it's not gonna be enough. We go into the final corner of the final lap, so we enter the main straight, and it's gonna be Tom who's gonna win the second race. It's a direct race to the line there for Scott and Vapid Koot, 110 between them, but Scott takes P2 in the end, ahead of Vapid Koot, who won the first race. Shimry takes P4 ahead of Josh Boschman in P5, and Josh B in 6th. Kislesko, Mr. Makatak and Kyle round out the order of the finish. And Tom takes the win with a final lap overtake, being given driver of today, very much deserved. So there we go then. That's the end of tonight's races at Bahrain, rounds 5 and 6. Vapid Koot won the first race ahead of Scott. And this time it's Tom who comes out on top. Tied in the first race, wins the second race. Scott takes P2 again, and Vapid Koot takes another podium. Shimry in the end finishes in P4 ahead of Josh Bosman, Josh Kislesko, Mr. Makatak, who got the fastest lap, and Kyle in 9th. And that's the end of this race, of this evening. Next week, it's gonna be Imola with the Emilia Romagna and San Marino Grand Prix. 2 races again, 25%, 35%. With custom setups. Tonight was preset race. A one-off. Next week it will be Imola. But that's it for tonight. I'll see you next week. Nice evening and goodbye.